right, welcome. Pretty exciting. This is ZonGuru's Q3 Summit. It's our preferred partner summit. And if you guys are just joining, please comment in the chat. Let us know where you are, your name. I'm sure there's gonna be a bunch of people here that we all recognize. But yeah, this is for everyone out there who's listening. We're streaming live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and we have hundreds of registrations that are jumping in. Hey, Jay Hill, you're the first. Hi, good to see you. Let us know where you're from as well. Tommy Lynch, what's up? Yeah, okay, everyone's coming in. Let us know where you are if you can, because it's always cool to see all the different countries and states and everywhere where everyone is. So yeah, as I was saying, this is our Q3 Summit. We are streaming live on a bunch of platforms. We want some engagement here. So, give us your questions. You have probably the best panel you can have right now in Q3, building up to Q4 to help answer some of your burning questions. As I said, this is our preferred partner summit. So everyone on this summit today are our preferred partners. They are actually inside of the ZonGuru's application. We stand behind their service. We stand behind their value that they bring to the space, their values, their technology. They are experts who are highly recommended by ZonGuru. So, this is a chance to talk to them, engage, and start to use their services. This is what you should be doing right now, is getting ready for Q4. There's a hell of a lot changing in the Amazon space with AI, with businesses, with products. How do you stay ahead of the game? And that's what we're going to talk about today is, an AI lens over services technology and how you should be using that to be more profitable, to be ready for Q4 and to grow. So that's what we're going to be covering today. I want to welcome the panel today. So guys, if you want to jump on and let us know, who you are, your business, and your topic for today, that'll be great. Looks like we've got Brooke from Canada, Michelle, Missouri, UK, Egypt. Nice, guys. So keep it coming. We want to hear where you're from. Again, I'm Jon Tilley, the CEO, founder of ZonGuru. We are a technology that is SEO focused about how you can optimize your content on Amazon, your PDP pages, to get the most visibility for AI and for conversions. That is our true, flagship product that we have, and we're going to be talking a bunch about that today. My topic was Pimp Your Image, which obviously, if you guys know the show, we're just playing on that. But I actually made a late change. It's going to be Pimp Your Listing. So we're going to talk a lot about listings today and how to get those ready for Q4. I think it's certainly a topic that a lot of people are asking about. So I made a slight change there, but we'll get into that. That's me. All right, John, intro, please.
Order of Johns. Hi, I'm John from Seller Candy, not to be confused with John from ZonGuru. Seller Candy, what we believe is the worst part about selling on Amazon is dealing with Amazon. So we make it so you never need to talk to seller support again. What I'll be sharing on today is, surprise, surprise, dealing with seller support in the age of AI. So if anything's different, how we deal with seller support and how you can get things done faster. And I'm looking forward to sharing with all of you and learning from all these other amazing speakers.
Awesome. All right. Shoot over, Shaq.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for inviting me here, John. It's a pleasure. So I'm Shaq. I'm a business development manager, or partnership development manager, at Taxually. So we make tax, or the inevitable need to pay taxes easy. And today what I'll be talking about is expanding into the UK and EU markets with the help of Taxually, as well as a lot of the other tools and services that everyone else here is offering.
Awesome. Blaze, shoot it.
Hi guys, I'm Blaze, the CEO and the founder of TurboDash. First of all, thanks John for the invitation. Pleasure and privilege to be here. Hi guys. TurboDash, it's a one-stop shop for all the things related to funding in strictly e-commerce landscape. And I'm gonna show you and I'm gonna explain you what to be aware of right now and how to leverage the funding part, which is also very crucial in terms of upcoming Q4 and BFC. So I think it's going to be a few tips how to approach that and how to leverage the technology that is available and the AI algorithm that we use to secure it the right way.
Great. All right, guys. Rafa, good to see you.
Fantastic. I feel a bit like a Brady ball.
Oh, we just lost you. We're gonna come back to you, Ref.
It's always
I heard Brady Bunch though. I heard Brady Bunch. So I like his direction.
Okay.
Ref, we lost you there, but you're back again. So go for it.
I'm back again. Apologies, guys. Okay, so my name is Rafa. I'm the founder of The Uptick. We help brands leverage TikTok to scale their business, specifically on TikTok Shop. We are a done-with-you service, so you're not reliant on external agency. It's all in-house, and that's what we teach you. And what I'm going to be doing in this session is covering cold start dynamics and ways that you can leverage the tasks I'm sharing, leveraging AI so that you can expedite your process on that platform. So fingers crossed you enjoy.
All right. The Brady Bunch. All right, Daniel, what's happening?
Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here. And thanks, Jon, for this great event. I'm the co-founder of PPC Butler. We are a data-driven, rule-based automation tool for Amazon bid optimization. And my topic today is smart PPC growth in the age of AI. So I want to teach you some good strategy to help you to improve your Q4 and let it be the best Q4 you ever have.
Awesome. Nothing like a Brady Bunch without a German, right? That's good. German engineers on PPC. We like that. All right, Yoni.
Hey guys, Yoni Kozminski here, co-founder of MultiplyMii, and we have for the better part of 6 years been helping Amazon sellers find high-level Philippines-based talent. Recovering seller myself, who actually scaled an Amazon brand from 2 to 5 million that was acquired. And what I'm looking to share with you guys today is just what we've seen pretty much over the last 10 years as to what roles people typically come too late to the party on when it comes to what can support you in Q4 to make sure that you are getting ahead of the influx of Christmas season. And I hope everyone has a fantastic Christmas season on the back of this one too. So that's what I'll be chatting about.
Oh, we're really talking about Christmas, guys.
You have to be.
Yes. All right, Seth.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me on, John. Hopefully my camera doesn't cut out here. But so my name is Seth, founder and CEO of BrandXpand. We took on the challenge of doing ranking in a compliant way, and we've done over 1 million orders through our SaaS. And we did a comprehensive case study recently to kind of comb through about 800,000 orders to see what really stuck with these product launches. And we saw about 20 to 50x returns with the top 10%. So we're going to be diving into what made those successful and going through our software a little bit. So thanks again, John. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, very, very cool tech and fast growing, right? So if you need to speak to someone about how to handle a fast growing business, Seth's your guy. Ian as well. He's had many fast growing businesses, but Ian, what's happening?
Yeah, hey, John, thanks for having me here. I'm Ian Sells. I founder of $1 Million Sellers, which is MDS.co. We're the largest network of 7 to 9 figure sellers, over 700 members over the last 8 years, and well over $10 billion in revenue in the community. But I'm here to talk about my other business called Join Brands, which is influencer, UGC, and affiliate marketplace. We're very tied in with TikTok, and we're going to show you how to get over 100 affiliates in a matter of hours through our platform.
Awesome. And guys, anybody listening here, if you are a seller, if you are really serious, you need to be part of $1 Million Seller group. It is an awesome group with a lot of inside information to within the community to really help you guys grow, right? So I highly recommend it outside of Join Brands. Cool. Okay, so all right, good to see you, Kristen Tada. Yeah, I got you there. So welcome, guys. I know we have well over 100 people that are watching live right now, which is fantastic. Again, if you have questions as we go through, put them in the chat. How we're going to roll today is this is a quick fire teaching moment from everyone here. Everyone has 10 minutes to kind of teach you something about getting ready for Q4. We're going to roll through. We'll have some engaging questions between us. But if you have questions, put them in the chat. We'll answer that as we go. And then we will have a Q&A at the end. Yes, there will be a recording. Everyone's going to get the recording. Yes, there will be a recording. Everyone's going to get it. We'll say it many times. There'll be some links so you can connect with everyone. And I think that's it. That's how we're going to roll. Any other questions or comments before we start? Okay, I have the order as well. So, we're going to, essentially it's going to be myself, John, Seth, Rafa, Blaze, Yoni, Ian, Shaq, and then Daniel. That's how we're going to roll today. I'm going to start with my 10 minutes, and hopefully I just take 10 minutes. So let me get going. You guys, let me know if you can see my screen. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Sorry. Anybody?
We can see it.
Tell me?
Yeah, we can see it.
You see it? Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, again, if ZonGuru, AI-powered Amazon SEO tools to scale revenue and profits. This is kind of our magic sauce that we have, really understanding the algorithm, being first in the space with many things around content, the first to integrate with ChatGPT, the first to have Rufus optimized listings, and we just have a deep inherent knowledge on the algorithm, what is changing, testing it, and seeing what can help get you better ranking and growth and visibility on Amazon and beyond, which I'll explain a little bit on as well. All right, let me start that 10 minutes here. So I've got it going. So I was going to talk about a new tool. We have a beta tool around how do you create the best visual stack, on Amazon using AI as a research assistant. And we have a really cool tool that will make sure that you have the best images for human conversion and for AI readability. If anybody wants to hear about this, I'll give you a link at the end and you can connect with me. But I changed it last minute to really talk about listings, right? And the structural schema for listings and how you should be putting your content together to align with the latest changes on Amazon's algorithm, that are starting to happen. Obviously, the introduction of Rufus. What does that mean? There's so many questions we get from people as to, what does Rufus actually mean? And I want to try and explain it a little bit here, and then get into, some a checklist basically around the kind of things that you should be putting into your listings. And then obviously, you could do it, but obviously we've built this into our technology. You can use our technology to do it. This is the checklist. Everyone who registers today will get a copy of this, whether you're watching live or a follow-up, you'll get a copy. You can do screenshots, but you're going to get this full list as well. I'm going to highlight a few things in here because, again, I don't have too much time today. So, this is one of the things that I wanted to seed with the group is this idea of meet the AEO moment on Amazon and beyond. What does AEO stand for? It's answer engine optimization, right? And people ask what is Rufus? And they don't really understand. But people engage with ChatGPT, with Google, with Perplexity, right? And that you get that answer engine optimization that happens up front. When you ask Rufus a question, hey, what's the best knee brace after I have a knee surgery or, whatever that is, it's going to come back, give you some recommendations, right? If you ask Google, it's going to come back and it's going to give you the summary up top, right? Amazon's Rufus is the same, as this AI summary type option that you're starting to get in ChatGPT, OpenAI, right? So how do you make sure that your listing is structured schematically in the right way so that these AI models find the content that is relevant and post that on your behalf, gives you visibility and then obviously recommends you, right? So what are the key things that it's looking for to ensure that you rank best and that you're the best option to serve for people who are looking for recommendations? That's what Amazon Rufus is for that. Now, the cool thing is that they're very similar, right? If you go ahead and you ask questions of Perplexity or Google, etc., around the benefits around your product, what are the recommendations, things that are coming back? You're getting that obviously on Rufus as well. And if you can reverse engineer that and make sure that your listing has a quality score check for the type of things that are being surfaced in these summaries, in these recommendations, you've got a much better shot of obviously showing up, right? So that's the end game, and that's a lot of the testing that we do is we reverse engineer. Hey, for your specific type of product category questions, what are the questions being asked, the recommendations, what is the content that's needed, and making sure that your listing has that, right? That's really critical As we know, Amazon's a little bit behind, a lot of these other AI models, but it's going to play catch up, right? Rufus is going to get better and better and better in the same kind of schematic structure as Google. Okay, so one of the other things that's really interesting that we're looking at a lot right now is there's this new level of AI shopping, right? Perplexity's got it, ChatGPT's coming with it, Google certainly, right? Which is like, integrating shopping into these layers, right? And what are they looking for? And the risk really is if you don't structure your listings really well on Amazon in the right way for these type of models, you're going to have less visibility in these new shopping layers that are coming as well, right? And so one of the things that ZonGuru does, outside of just Amazon, is that we focus on helping you to rank not only on Amazon but on these AI-driven search results and shopping web, right? And if we follow the right schematic approach, obviously on Amazon, but for these other engines, you have a lot better shot of appearing, right? Which is pretty cool. And we're seeing some great results there. Okay, so this is the document that I'm going to give you. I'm going to highlight a few things here. I'm not going to go through every single bullet point, but here's a checklist of like, hey, how do I make sure that my listings are created in the right way? For Cosmo, for Rufus on Amazon, and obviously helping you give the best shots of visibility for some of these other AI models that are out there. Title and product identity. Obviously the first 80 characters is critical. The one thing I want to highlight is on the right over here, which is like, yes, you're going to use natural language, like keyword stuffing is gone. But, a lot of people are like, oh, keyword optimization is dead. It's not. That's the biggest indicator trigger that these models need, right? Is like, how do you, what are the types of keywords? It's an intent-based search still much, on Amazon, right? People know what they're looking for. So, the best answer I can give you there is to, it is semantic. It's going to, these engines are semantic. So they're going to match you across a number of keywords, even if you don't have that exact keyword in your listing. But if you broad match, right, for your most relevant keyword terms, especially in your title, you have a much better chance of telling these engines that this is the most relevant search terms for you, right? People are still using search terms. So it is not dead by any means, but if you can broad match, and AI does a really good job of helping to make natural language sentences, but broad match for your most top relevant keywords. Our tool does that. That gives you a really good chance of ranking. Bullet points. Semantic synonyms you can always put in there, which are pretty cool, right? So you can have like one or two keywords that are pretty close to each other. That's fine, but if you add more, it kind of dings you. So adding synonyms can, but again, if you broad match, that's going to be the best. Make sure that every single feature you have has a benefit with it. 100% bamboo, sustainable, and premium look, or whatever, right? That's really important. A+ content. There's a lot of things that go into it. I would say what's really important, and I think a space is going to get more and more important as Rufus and Amazon evolve, is the rich structured data behind images, right? Behind your A+ content, behind your actual images, right? The alt text, but the meta descriptions, that I think is going to be a space that really opens up more, because it allows, AI is reading your images for sure, right? And if you put your image in, it's going to tell you what it sees there. What is what are you actually putting into that image? And if you're adding the right kind of descriptions, it really helps with that. Okay, we talked about images, backend attributes. Fill out everything. That's the best I can say. You can be some overlap, but fill out everything. There's a little bit more detail in there. Reviews. I think one of the things is obviously drawing, understanding, what people are actually looking for in products, right? And finding those objections and making sure you're including that in your content and your A+ content. Authoritative answers to common questions is really important. I think that is long tail. Yes, emotive, experiential keywords are really important. That helps with Rufus and connecting the dots between if people are just researching versus an intent-based search, right? So make sure your experiences are in there. Brand authority and trust. This is a kind of a cool thing, but if you have any case studies, notable partnerships, mentions, put that in your A+ content for sure. It creates brand authority and trust. And then, if you structure it in the right schema, you are going to get some more visibility with some of the shopping layers that are coming up. I think that is almost my time right now. Yes, I got like a minute. The these are all the things that we do. Rufus listings, with AI as a baseline that you can then finesse further if you use our technology, or we can do it for you. Image AI analysis for sure, keyword AI generator, PPC, AI transparent bidding engines. We have the partnership with PPC Butler, which is very cool. And then we have this new beta tool, which is a bulk SEO agent, which as an initial use case will take all of your hard work listings that you've done over the years that you did in the old way, keyword stuffing, whatever you've done in the old way, and then transform that into the new way with the right schematic structure in bulk and get your listings up to par for especially in Q3 now as Q4 comes. And then we'll continue to monitor and update that as the AI algorithms shift and change, right? Those are the things that we really focus on in ZonGuru, and we can help you with that by giving you access to the technology, or even adding a service layer onto that to really just help you to ensure that it can all be done for you by experts with a human layer and touch on top of the AI, which is so critical. Okay, so special offer. This is going to be the first 10 who are live, and I'm also going to give it to the first 10 in the replay. If you want us to actually take one of your listings and optimize it in the right schematic way for Rufus, we'll do that. All you need to do is literally book some time with me. You must qualify. So when I say must qualify, you're going to go to this link, growth-report 15, which is actually a 15-minute meeting that you can book with me or one of my teammates. And if you fill out the information in that properly, you can qualify, and you will get the opportunity to get that listing. And add a note in there saying Rufus listing optimization, so we're really clear on what's being requested here, and we will go from there. So fill that out. As I said, first 10, jump on that now. I'll put this in the chat, and we will take one of your listings and show you what it should look like and get that done for you. You do have to book 15 minutes with me. You do have to qualify. You do have to fill out the information properly. That's what we ask from you to be able to do it. And that's it, guys. That's it from me. I'm going to jump back over here. If there's any questions on that, please put it in there. I will put the link in here right now. And appreciate it. I'm going to hand over to John, or if anybody has any comment or thoughts on that, we've got like 30 seconds for anyone who wants to pitch in there.
Well, 10 minutes is faster than you think, isn't it? If anyone ever says it feels like 2.5 minutes, tell them it's 10 minutes. 10 minutes is faster than you think.
Yeah. Go, John.
Awesome. Thank you. Hello, John from Seller Candy. As other John said, AI is crazy, isn't it? And one of the things we noticed from AI search engines, something John shared, is that ChatGPT has started recommending Seller Candy if you ask it something about Amazon, how to solve an issue. And so we're now optimizing for that. So in the same way that we're optimizing for that, everyone here should be optimizing for the same thing, for Rufus. Cool. So I'm going to go straight into it. As I said, Seller Candy, we believe the worst part about selling on Amazon is dealing with Amazon. So we make it so you never need to talk to seller support again. So I'm going to go straight into the content now of how to deal with seller support. In the age of AI, we need to not be talking to the machine. It's just we still have the same issue that we had with the humans, with the AIs. So I'm going to take you through how to ideally not talk to seller support as much as possible. And maybe this will be updated in a couple of months when Amazon's AI actually gets good. So, you have a performance notification, and we all know who is behind all those performance notifications, don't we? It is Dr. Bezos. He's there rejecting all of your messages. So this is exactly how our agents go about solving a listing suspension. This is the rapid fire version. I've got another version of this with a lot more steps if you want it, but this one I've made it just the stuff you need. So we've got listing suspension, Jeff's on it. Immediately what you have to do, first raise a case to seller support, asking what they think it is. I know this sounds dumb, but you've got to raise it and then you've got to note down the case ID because you need this later in our process. So you got your case ID number. You raise another case asking Amazon to enable the category listing report if it's not already in your account. And the reason you need that is the category listing report is your flat file or your feed file, so that you can do updates in your listing without having to talk to Amazon, which is the slowest thing, usually most of the time. We got a 24 to 48 hour turnaround. Then what you do, you get your category listing report, which is basically a flat file. You delete all the current content from your category listing report for the SKUs specific to what's been suspended. You replace the content with generic terms and generic stuff. Then you upload this as a bulk file, and you note down the bulk upload number. So now you've got two things. You've got the category listing, you've got the case ID, you've got the bulk file upload number, and ready to go. Next, which I skipped on this slide, I skipped too many slides, is you may need to do a delete release. So if this doesn't work, you then need to do a delete release, which means to delete your listing, wait 24 hours, and then re-upload it. So you've done the three things. You've asked Amazon what it is, you've uploaded a clean bulk file, and you've done a delete release. If that doesn't work, you then have to, oh, I did do it. You have to delete it, wait 24 hours, re-upload it. And if still having issues, this is when the time investment comes in. This is when you have to call Amazon and actually get stuff done. Unfortunately, the AI bot doesn't do this yet. So you call them up and you say, hey guys, I'm stuck. My listing was suspended and I don't know what to do. They say, don't worry, we'll raise a case for it and we'll see what's going on. You say, oh no need. I already did that step. That was step one. I've got the case ID, here's the case ID. So they go, oh, okay, well, I'm going to do a flat file upload for you and do the update. You go, oh, no need on that either. I've already done that. Here's the bulk file upload number. And then you say, okay, well, I'll delete release and we'll know in 24 to 48 hours. You go, I did that too. Here's the number. So they go, oh, I'm going to have to put you through to someone who can actually do something because I've done my checklist. So our goal is to rapidly go through this checklist, which would have taken them, 24 to 48 hours, each one of these steps, and just get through it as quickly as possible from start to end. If that makes sense to everyone. This is a very rapid fire version. So there wasn't a magic pill. And our ethos at Seller Candy is if I can tell them exactly how to solve the issue, they can follow my process rather than me having to follow their process. So as a breakdown, you download the category listing report, you make edits, you delete for 24 hours, re-upload, and then you call them until they actually do something about it. Do I need a product to start? You probably need a product to start, whoever said that question. So here's how the process works. Download, edit flat file, upload, and then call. We flip the resolution process on its head. How about another? This is the question I get asked the most often, which is, I've got an error code on my flat file. What do I do? So I say you panic and don't do anything. And then I give them this secret sauce, which is actually our secret sauce at Seller Candy, which is the 12 most common types of flat file error codes. So I'm not going to read through them, but in preparing for this, I was thinking, I could make you guys a really great 20-minute, 10-step walkthrough of how to solve flat file error codes. But then I decided, no, I wouldn't do that. And I just PDF'd our SOP at Seller Candy and just put it here on a page. You can download it. So if you'd like to download our SOP, feel free to just follow that code with your phone and download it. So the resolution process is you check the attached document, you run through the steps, and then you celebrate you got flat files to work. And no need to do the hard work. Since I just stole this from our team, they won't mind. All right. So, for example, here's an example. If you happen to have the child SKU already assigned to a parent SKU error code, you just run through these steps, which are our standard steps, and then it'll all be solved. Does this help? Useful to everyone about actually getting things done? And I would apply this ethos to every problem you get with seller support on Amazon, which is, what can I do first? What can I do to take control without just asking, how do I do it? And having to wait for every cycle to go around, because not being in control is one of the most frustrating things in business and in life, isn't it? When you actually want to get things done. So quick share what Seller Candy does. You can take a screenshot if you want. This is kind of a menu of absolutely everything we do. Basically anything that you can talk to seller support about. This is just a kind of cheat sheet. But basically, if you can raise a case about it, we can do it. We don't do performance management. We just do dealing with stuff nobody else wants to do. And if you want more, you can download our problem solver guide at sellercandy.academy. That's like a detailed version of what I did. Imagine if what I did was talking for an hour and a half. That's this. It's a detailed version, sellercandy.academy. And if you have something live now, which is driving you absolutely nuts, then you can book a free consultation with one of our experts, and they'll just review the issue with you one-on-one. we have time in our calendar this week and early next week. If you can see an opening at sellercandycall.com, then there is an opening available. And yeah, we're willing to help you figure it out, whether it's an issue we can help with. If not, point you in the right direction, or share some resources if needed. And that would be with Kelly at Seller Candy. PowerPoint slides, if anyone wants these particular PowerPoint slides, I can send you ones with more slides. You can just email me, john@sellercandy.com, and I will send you the long slide version. Yeah, if there are any questions, I'm here. I know I was about 10 minutes.
Dude, perfect. Wow. Yeah, dude, that's anybody who's selling on Amazon, like that is a massively valuable share. You know, I encourage you to get that download. You know, as fast as efficient as we want to be in this world of AI, Amazon is always going to be a pain in the ass, right? They're going to slow things down. You need the human elements, and how to navigate that is definitely an art and a science. And what I hate about it as well is, like, no matter, even if you're not wrong, you need to apologize, because that helps. And
I've got that slide in my full presentation.
Okay, good.
Do you want to be right or do you want to be rich? That's my favorite slide.
Exactly. Yeah, it just pisses me off. But anyway, hey guys, so there's a bunch of people watching this live. You know, if you have questions, put them in the chat. You know, ask the questions. You know, as detailed questions as you want. You have a lot of experience here, and if there are questions, we'll answer them. John from Seller Candy, thank you so much. That was epic. Appreciate that. If you have any links, put them in there. And Seth, you're up next. 10 minutes.
Do you want to do, before you move on, you want to answer the question? There's one for you, John, by Susan. You do legal.
Susan, yes. Copycats. Oh, thanks, Yoni. Can we get copycats removed or infringers removed? Yes, maybe. It depends on the case. If it's a specific case, if you could book a call, sellercandycall.com. It really depends on the specific case, and Kelly on our team will dive in deep with you and figure out if it is something we can help with or not. And if not, we can point you towards one of our partners, probably all of our partners, who can help with the legal side of it if it's a legal issue.
You know what I also love about Seller Candy is, like, it's the opposite of the bad customer service you get from Amazon. So, you know, if you're looking for a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel and a human that actually cares, Seller Candy is it for you. All right. Who's next? Seth.
Yeah, thanks, John. Both Johns. Any support you can get from seller support is a win. So 100%. So yeah, Brand Expand is a product launching and ranking software for agencies, aggregators. We also have a lot of 7 to 9 figure sellers. So really, what we do is, you know, after you leverage ZonGuru to pimp your listings and images, right? We come in and we help drive customers, high intent shoppers to your listings, get you feedback, get you higher in search results, and really accelerate the launch process. And it works across all different life cycles. It's not just new products in the honeymoon. You'll see in a moment when we go over the case study that it really works across all different areas. So so just keep that in mind. Okay, jumping into it. Actually, let me hit my play button here. Okay, so yeah, so I was a former seller from 2015 to 21. Scaled my brand to 7 figures and exited to invest in this technology. I really saw an opportunity to build something that drives external customers to help get feedback, get reviews, get ranking. That was a huge gap in the space, and I wanted to be able to solve the problem. So yeah, I built Brand Expand as a novel solution for sales acceleration, really after 7 figures. We have a freemium tier. You can go to brandexpand.io to check out the pricing. And so you don't have to sign up for a paid plan. So we really service any size sellers, but really sellers that, you know, once you get to the 7-figure, 8-figure threshold, you know, you have diminishing returns and you really need an extra boost and a partner to help accelerate sales after that. So it's really beneficial for those that are 7 to 9 figures, especially Amazon agencies and aggregators we work very closely with, especially on our enterprise tier, where we really serve as a partner, an extension to their agency, really as a growth partner. And it's a tool that I wish I had when I was scaling. So the precursor to Brand Expand was really doing this through spreadsheets and just super manual process. And I actually leveraged the early stages to build my brand before exit. And that brand is continuing to do very well today. So, so diving into our technology. So We launched in late 21, early 22. We're full omni-channel. So it was initially Amazon that we serviced. I would say 90% of our product launches were Amazon initially. Now it's about 60%, with the others across Walmart, Target, TikTok, Etsy, Chewy, and more. You can launch it on any marketplace. I'll show you in a moment how the other import feature works. You could do Chewy, you could do any marketplace where your product's on. We drive customers, and the ranking is very similar. The algorithms are all follow suit with Amazon. It's really just keywords that are indexing and getting new customers there, getting feedback to optimize your listing and the post-purchase experience. That's going to help with conversion rates. So we've done over 1 million orders through the technology. Trailing 30 was 1.3 million shoppers that visited our corresponding deal site. We're really a B2B2C vertically integrated SaaS. And so we have the B2B side, which is brand expand. We have the B2C side, which is our buyer market. And all of those shoppers are really high intent shoppers that are going to go to your listing. And I'll kind of go over what that looks like here in a moment. Okay, yeah, moving on here. So really interesting results. We did this initial comprehensive case study back in, I think, 2023, where we looked at 1.5 thousand campaigns. Since then, we've done over 10,000, but we studied 8,000 campaigns and really just combed through the results to see the returns, and just did a deep dive into the data. We found an 8.11x average return on ad spend. This is including product costs, including the cost of our technology. So it is a very good investment, even if you're paying for product costs, which I'll show you in a moment what that looks like. Top 10% saw explosive growth, 51.25x on average. And I'll show you what that looks like across different categories. And then BSR improvement, 60%. So if you're at 10,000 BSR, you can expect to get to 4,000 launching, following the same blueprint that other sellers have used. Obviously, as you get closer to that, I guess, number one BSR, I don't know what it is, probably an Amazon product, but you're going to see diminishing returns as you get closer to the bottom of BSR. And then average units, this was really interesting. So we don't see, that many units. As much as I would love to do more units through technology, the best campaigns have around 280 units for 30 days. So it doesn't take 1,000, 2,000 units. You really see diminishing returns as you go closer to 500 to 1,000 units. So you could do that. You could do explosive launches like that, but it's really not necessary. The best performing launches are going to be around 280 units every 30 days. So around 10 units per day through the technology. Really quick about our tech, full automation. We've invested a lot of money into just automating it entirely. So you can import products, you could set up launches, you can do our automated launch approval and get it in front of buyers in under 10 minutes. So you could sign up for free, import product, do the launch, push it live, and start getting sales in under 10 minutes. We use AI to summarize buyer feedback. So this is kind of a newer feature where one of the things the buyers are going to do is they're going to get feedback on your listing and then on the post-delivery experience. This is all what's required for doing the discount on your product. And then we take all that feedback. Let's say you did 280 orders over 30 days. We're going to take 280 buyers that gave you feedback on your listing, give you feedback on the post-delivery experience, and we're going to shoot it over to AI, ChatGPT. We're going to summarize all of that and deliver it back to your dashboard. So you have a nice summary of what to improve on your listing and then on your packaging. Like maybe you have the wrong product. Maybe Amazon needs to do a bin check. Maybe something was broken in the packaging. There's a lot of things that you can discover by doing organic product purchasing through our network. We have buyer purchasing controls because there's a discount involved with the product. We want to make sure you get unique customers. This is unique to our service, and we're very, very stringent about who we allow into our network, the buyers, what they're doing, making sure they're not canceling orders, making sure they're not reselling products. We have a lot of controls in place to really mitigate that type of behavior because buyer quality score is a real thing, and it's important that you get quality buyers. We have custom launch timeline day parting where you can specify the maximum units per day. We always try to hit 100% of what you want for each day. Instant launches we talked about. You can launch a product instantly, especially Amazon, using the automated launch approval. Pay as you go, so you only pay the day before. You don't have to pay up front. There is a transaction fee that's involved if you're paying as you go. Otherwise, you can preload with ACH, and it's free. So that's an option. And then the last thing I'll say is we have 3 different pricing tiers. So we have the freemium, which you can get on. It's self-service. You can start a product launch. There's going to be higher
rev share costs associated with that. And you can go to our pricing page on our site to see this. But as you get to the premium, you'll have monthly support from our team. And then enterprise is really the most beneficial because we bring you onto a private Slack channel. We partner with you. We talk about ways to grow your brand, even outside the scope of our software. We're really looking for wins. And we have, ZonGuru, for example, Jon Tilley, and a lot of other partners that we can help refer you to if you need help with your product optimization, so you get the most out of the launch. And then we can use case study results to really tell you, or we'll set up product launches for you, and then you just have to review them. So that's really benefit of our enterprise level. And then the last thing is the bulk import. I believe this is going live today or tomorrow. It's in QA right now, but you'll be able to import through a flat file. So if you have a lot of ASINs, like if you're in like bedding or apparel or whatever, you can import a bunch of products at once, which is a feature we have requested quite a bit. So really quick, agencies use us to, improve organic ranking, get more sales in reviews, get feedback from our customer network, improve product visibility and indexing. Obviously, it's super important to ensure all of your most relevant keywords are being indexed, and just accelerate growth all around at every stage of the product life cycle. And then we're using AI to summarize that buyer feedback to really give you a brief summary of what all the buyers are saying. So really quick, I know I'm kind of coming up on time here, but I want to show the platform, just a really quick overview. And I'll share a QR code at the end so you can sign up, and we'll give $100 to your wallet for free. But just really quickly, you would add a product here. It's full API through a separate third-party service, so you don't have to integrate SP API. We're a standalone solution, but we do auto import Amazon, Walmart, Target, and Etsy. And then if you choose the other option, you can import from any other marketplace. You start a product launch, 2 different launch types. The promo claim code is going to use traditional multi-use or single-use claim codes. Organic launch is going to be the option that most sellers choose. It's the more explosive type of launch. This is an example of starting an organic launch. You'll pull in all the product details. You'll specify what we call the add cost to sale, which is essentially the discount that you're going to provide for each sale. The biggest question we get is, okay, if I'm doing 100% discount, how does that provide returns? Well, again, on average, we see 8.11x return on ad spend, meaning if you come and you say, hey, I have $10,000 to launch a product, what can I expect in returns? On average, we'll see 80,000 in sales as a result of this one sale. So we're boosting it up, getting you visibility, getting more organic shoppers to your product, and that's going to expedite this product launch process. So even if it's a quote unquote free product, you're getting a lot of other sales, organic sales, as a result of that, and you're also getting feedback to optimize the entire experience for the customer. Here's an example of setting up.
Your time's coming up there, Seth. So
I got 30 seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just go through this. I'm just going to go back to, when I did this, I was able to do it under 10, but I'm going to go ahead and kind of skip through here and just go to the end. We have a lot of case study results. You guys can reach out to us to get all these results. I know you're going to share the presentation, so you can kind of pause on these, but a lot of interesting results for different campaigns across different categories. This is like a 32-page case study. So reach out to us if you want the full case study, and we'll provide it to you. And yeah, here's the $100 to get your wallet. I tested it this morning, so it works. So Guru BX 100. When you sign up for a free plan, if you just scan the QR code, you can get set up, get $100 in your wallet, and then just get started. You can obviously load more if you want, but you could just test the software. We want you to try it out, see how it works. So, okay. I know that was super rapid fire, but hopefully, that makes sense.
Yeah, awesome. Is there, and maybe just leave that screen up for a second.
For sure.
If anybody needs that, but yeah. So if they want to get hold of you as well, right? What is it? Success@brandexpand.io.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Just send that email there.
We use you guys all the time, and you can be really smart about how you use that for feedback, for ranking, and it's really cool to see it working, and the ROI on what happens with this platform to your sales is insane. So I highly recommend any seller out there to give this a try, and make sure you're picking the right types of keywords and the right the right things that you really want to expand upon, and it's great. Yeah, so good stuff. Any other comments for Seth from the panel here?
Any questions? Otherwise, I'll just we'll pass it over to the next presenter.
I just want to say that I know Seth had to skip past a lot really quickly, but everything he's talking about is so important, especially when you launch, and having a reliable tool to be able to lever that is just, I know he skipped past all his results, but like that stuff is super important. So if you haven't considered getting some external help for a product launch, especially on such a competitive marketplace like Amazon, like definitely do it. The launch is everything.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah. All right.
Where were you 6 years ago, 7 years ago, Seth? That's all I can say. We submitted stuff so manually. I think you would have saved me hundreds of hours of my life that I'll never get back. So
yeah, I appreciate
cool to see that you built something like this.
Yeah, we really saw a gap in the market and wanted to fill it and saw a huge opportunity. So yeah, I appreciate that. It's a solution I wish I had when I was selling 7 years ago as well. So.
All righty, that's awesome. All right, let's hand over to Rafe. I know, we got to talk about the cool kid in the room with TikTok. Yeah, and looking forward to hearing what you got to say. So, guys, keep the questions coming. I know I've already nudged you, but they are. We can see how many people are watching live, and keep the questions coming in so that we can keep this engaging. And answer your questions, obviously. But Rafe, you got your 10 minutes. Let's jam.
All right, brilliant. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. Guys, I know it's rapid 10 minutes, so I'm going to quickly jump into it real quick. My name is Rafe. I've been an e-commerce seller for 9 years, in the TikTok space for 4. We've helped brands generate $1 million a month, leveraging TikTok Shop, building in-house systems. And we've done this across different niches like pets, supplement, fitness, books, and whatnot. So today, the goal of this session is for you to be able to walk away with practical things that you can use like right now. And so I'm going to be sharing 2 out of the 10 plus point system that we've created to help brands implement for a successful product launch on TikTok Shop. Just so I get an idea of who I'm speaking to, if you're listening to this and you've launched on TikTok Shop, can you just put a Y in the chat so I know who I'm speaking to? Just really quickly. Just a quick Y in the chat so I know who's actually launched on TikTok Shop so far. Okay, got a couple. All right, coming in slowly. Okay, for those of you who haven't yet, this is going to be helpful. Of course, there's a bit more context for those of you who already have. You can implement this as well. So I've broken this down into kind of 3 main buckets. We're going to do shared context really quickly. We're going to talk about TikTok Shop launches and then prompts to leverage. Starting with cold start dynamics. First thing to understand on TikTok, when we launch, it's always this flow. We're always starting in the cold start. It goes to boosting phase, then rapid growth. And most brands are stuck here. They'll launch and they're kind of like dead in the water. And the reason for this is because TikTok creates demand, while other marketplaces like Amazon, it fulfills existing demand. And so your job has to be, when you launch, is to create demand. And that's because the total amount of pool of TikTok users aren't all TikTok buyers. And so the reason why everyone is stuck in cold start is because TikTok isn't going to show your product to all their TikTok buyers to begin with, because they want to make sure that they've got a good experience and that you're a legitimate brand and a legitimate product, and that they actually receive the product. And so for that reason, it creates an interesting dynamic where TikTok really rewards early sales, aka demand generation. And so today, we're going to be talking about how to create that demand. These are the 2 points. We're going to talk about the recipe for converting content from day one, and then how to leverage your own list for a TikTok Shop launch sequence. So first things first, really quickly, I'm going to go through this rapid fire. There's 4 types of content, and there's awareness, consideration, conversion, and retargeting. Most brands only do this when they launch because they haven't used short form content and they haven't leveraged TikTok, or they're not a user of that platform. So that's AKA buy my thing. Hey, there's a sale, buy this thing right now. And the issue with that is that the buyer hasn't gone through understanding whether they even need that product or what they actually would want to buy that product for. And so when we're launching, we want to look at these types of content in kind of 2 sections. We have top of funnel content, which expands the problem first. This is story driven and it plants the seeds of demand. This is essential when you're launching on a platform that you have to create demand for. And then you have the other types of content, which is conversion and retargeting. This is like sales orientated. It assumes that the viewer that's looking at it has at least product or problem aware. And what this type of content does is that it harvests demand. And so when you're launching, I want you to create more of this content to drive sales repeatedly. There is a space for conversion and retargeting content for sure, but we want to start with this. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to hear my content, but I wanted to have a bit of an example of what does top of funnel content look like. So I'm just going to quickly press play, and maybe you guys can let me know whether you can hear it. I'm not sure if you can because I haven't used StreamYard in this way. So let me quickly try and press play. Can you hear that?
No.
No. Okay, that's okay. I'm not going to screw around with the settings, so I know we're short on time. A few things to understand about top of funnel content. It starts with the problem. That's what you're actually focusing on. It doesn't even introduce the product, usually for the first 15 to 20, sometimes even 30 seconds. It's creating a space for the problem to expand in the creator's mind. And so essentially what this type of top of funnel content does is it turns the screw of pain in the user's mind so that they're willing and ready to buy a product. And all these videos drive down from awareness consideration into conversion, where it's a CTA to, hey, go ahead and buy this thing. Each of these videos have done at least 100K plus for these brands that have launched. Now, bottom of funnel content, I wanted to show you an example. I will share the slides later because what I'm trying to get you to do is to get pattern recognition for when you see pieces of content on that platform, whether you're using a tool like Fastmoss or Kayla Data to see the type of content that's working on the platform. You can easily put it in these buckets. Hey, this is top of funnel and this is bottom of funnel. Remember, when we launch, we want to do more of top of funnel content so that we can drive sales repeatedly. And then the bottom of funnel content will come because, of course, you've planted all those seeds of demand. And then this bottom of funnel content, that's what actually harvests all those things. So the problem that I had was, how do I skip the time that it takes for pattern recognition for people who have not spent time on TikTok or are just learning to leverage social commerce? So what I've done is I've created a bot specifically for this with all my training specifically on this. And I'm going to put a link in the chat for access to this towards the end with a walkthrough video on how to use it. It's just a quick form to fill out, and then that will be sent your way. I was going to do a demo on this call, but I know that we're very short on time. So there's a quick demo that I quickly do want to run through. John, how am I doing for time? How many minutes do I have?
No, you're good. You got like 4 or 5 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay, awesome. So we've just gone through our first thing, which is converting content from day one. When we are launching on TikTok Shop, because we want to get out of the cold start, we want to focus on top of funnel content. That's one of the levers, and we want to make sure that the affiliates that we're working with, they understand this top of funnel type of content. And that's the type that you're initially creating. Because if they're starting with flash sales and whatnot, you don't have any demand to be able to harvest. So that's one piece. But let's say you're launching on this platform and you have a brand and you have a list. Most brands are really protective of their email list, and they're not going to point it anywhere else. They might just point it directly to the Shopify, and they'll keep that list separate. But since we know that TikTok rewards early sales, because the more early sales that you get, the more access to TikTok buyers you're going to get, we want to make sure that we leverage our list to actually launch. Now, I've seen so many email sequences, but there's an email sequence that I created and set up that is specifically for launching on TikTok Shop. And I'm going to share the prompt, and we're going to do a demo of this together in a second. But it is kind of like a whisper announcement shout launch email sequence. And it's super duper powerful, specifically for TikTok Shop. Now, I wanted to create a custom GPT for this, but it kept getting banned because it was saying that it was too manipulative language, which it wasn't. It's valuable. So what I want to do is I'm going to share my screen into ChatGPT, and we're going to do this together and put this email sequence together right now. So let me share my screen here and put this in. Hopefully you guys can see that.
Yep.
So excellent. So I'm going to quickly paste this massive prompt, and we're just going to go through this together and show you how this works. One second, guys. So the beautiful thing about this prompt is it's written specifically for you to choose your voice, and then it creates the concept specifically for each of these sections. And then based on the voice that you think makes the most sense for you, you can then create a full-on email sequence that makes that perfectly goes from whisper to announcement to shouting. So these are some emails, some concepts that are coming through. I can then choose a concept that makes the most sense for me. So let's say I like email 1. And then it'll create a full email sequence for me for that whisper section. What I've noticed with launches on email lists, as opposed to saying, hey, we've just launched on TikTok Shop, buy this thing. Having a kind of lead up to the announcement without people knowing exactly what's happening and why this email has come through, you get a lot more interest and buyers to actually click through when you actually put the link in and there's a flash sale or there's a coupon that actually comes in. So this is email number 1. And as you go through this prompt, it basically lets you know, okay, what's the next email? So I'll say email 2. And because of the way the prompt is designed, it's going to be everything that I've put in here is based on my product and the unique elements of it. So I want you to really spend time to put in those details, because this will get you 95% of the way. And I've tested this across so many different niches and so many different products. If you have a list and you use this email sequence with this exact prompt, you'll get a lot of buyers to go in and actually launch on your TikTok. Go to your TikTok when you launch on TikTok Shop and get those early sales. Because when you have that, then the buyer traffic opens. And what that means is e-commerce buyer traffic comes to you, but also affiliates come to you. Because I know later Ian's going to be talking about how you can get those initial pieces of content from affiliates. That's one of the levers to pull. But doing something like this and getting early sales through, affiliates will start reaching out to you as opposed to it being an outbound relationship. So I won't keep going through this demo. What I'll do instead is just talk a little bit about the takeaways here that I want you to walk away from. So share screen. So the takeaways I really want you to walk away from in here, I know it's been kind of rapid. I've had to go quickly, but remember, when you're launching on TikTok, it is a demand creation platform. It rewards that. And so whatever you can do to get that early launch, and that's why I mentioned with Seth about how powerful his brand launch is when your brand expand is when you're launching and you have that initial push, especially on a platform like TikTok, you get way more benefits. Affiliates come to you, customers end up coming to you, and TikTok especially rewards you. The goal with the content that you're creating, it must be top of funnel content. And I will share the slides so you can get that pattern recognition and know what I'm actually talking about. But you want to plant those seeds for demand with your content, and especially those preceding of those initial 100 or 150 creators that you're working with. And then finally leveraging your list on that cold start so you can get those sales through. So if you'd like, obviously the prompt, I'm going to send that through, and as well as the bot that gets rid of the pattern recognition that I've created. It's trained with all my stuff in it. So all you need to do is put in your product details, scan this QR code. I'll also put a link in the chat. And finally, because I know we're coming up on time, a little bit about what we do. We're not a do-it-yourself program, and we're not a done-for-you agency. We're done with you. And what we do is we help brands implement systems like this within their business so that they're not reliant on an agency. If they want to work with an agency, they can, but they're going from a place of knowing. And so it gets you from that 0 to 100K per month before you decide, okay, I want to outsource these things. And all these systems can be implemented and put within your business. So if you're interested, you can reach out to Graham at the Uptick. That's my co-founder. He's not here at the moment. It's like 3 a.m. or something in Australia where he lives. Or you can fill out that form, and I'll make sure I put the link in the chat.
Dude, very cool. Yeah. What's really cool to see is how TikTok is evolving. You hear these crazy stories up front and how easy it is, right? But as the platform becomes more and more saturated, having experts that know how to navigate that is so critical. And obviously you guys are that. And just to kind of see, the great thing about AI is it's as good as its input, right? And if you give it the right kind of creative ideas, strategy, intelligence, you have really cool solutions. And that email sequence is pretty awesome. So yeah, really cool, guys. This is, if you're just selling on Amazon, you need to be involved in TikTok for sure, because that's going to give you some crazy growth, but there's also that halo effect where it's going to help you with sales and everything else on Amazon, which is really important. So definitely connect with these guys. They are the best in the space right now for TikTok. Any other comments there?
So we've got a couple comments here. Caitlin said that even without TikTok Shop, this is super helpful. Awesome, love it. Kristen said that she followed the Upticks thing, Upticks process, and then they've been out of stock for 2 months because of it. That's awesome. I love that. Susan said that thinking of emails, can we get Amazon customer emails? Now, I know people on this call might be better equipped to answer that. I know there's some like against TOS ways that I've come across. I don't feel confident speaking about it. Maybe you guys can, but yeah, definitely having an email list, super duper important. Yes, Kara, I'll make sure I paste Graham's email. One last thing that I will say is I spoke to all the top TikTok Shop sellers in the US, like top 10 of them, and every single one of them has put TikTok as 40% of their focus, and the next 40% is Amazon. So they're super focused on both, and that's something to be aware of. It's not like shiny objects switch for one. They both work super synergistically, so that's something to keep in mind.
Awesome. Good stuff, man. That's really awesome. All right, we're gonna roll over to Blaze with 10 minutes there. You know, this is a new relationship we have with Blaze, and I was really excited by what they solve in the space and just giving some more control to brand and brand owners and options, right, in the space. So I'm looking forward to hear what you say there. But Blaze, go for it.
Hey guys, hey everyone. Guys, amazing presentations. This is so packed with the crucial stuff. The thing that I'm going to talk about is less sexy, but in our opinion, also super important, which is the funding. So it's one of the pillars of e-commerce growth and scaling this up. The topic over here, it's smart, simple, and scalable strategies for Amazon sellers, but also for all kind of e-commerces that you run. So starting over, does 6% equals 33%? The answer is sometimes it does. So here we have the real case scenario of Matthew. He's a D2C store owner, established one. Maybe I'm going to read what he mentioned. It was just a few days ago on LinkedIn. What I didn't realize at the time was just how bad the offer actually was. They called it a 6% flat fee over 4 months with a 1% rebate at the end. That doesn't sound so bad until you run the numbers. With weekly repayment, the structure works out to an APR of 33%. And I'm not asking you to take my word for it. I've published a full spreadsheet with dates, cash flows, and formulas, so anyone can check my math. So this is a real case scenario. So if we're going to take expectations, 6%, and the reality, you can see for yourself that sometimes it's very, very risky and very, very important to deep dive into all the details. So what's the story behind TurboDash? Me and Thomas, the co-founders of TurboDash, we are Amazon sellers ourselves. And about 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago, we had an urgent need for growth capital, like most of the e-commerce store owners. And what we saw and what we found out that there is more than right now 50 or 60 e-commerce capital providers in the field with more than 80 products. And it was really weeks to identify those. We needed to go through multiple registration processes. The offers were unclear, and with the hidden costs, many different structures. So it was really, really a painful process, which took ages. And of course, we needed the funds for yesterday. So how the idea for TurboDash came into life, to provide sellers like ourselves the right capital with the right terms and at the right time. So here I'm going to present you the funding framework. Some of those parts may sound obvious to you, but still, after reviewing hundreds of cases, we still see that there is a problem with that. So being smart, what means that being smart in funding? So we used here the dating analogy. So because you wouldn't marry someone after one date, would you? Right? And you should check the therapy bills first, see their weekend habits, and meet, of course, the mother-in-law. So comparing this, taking this to the funding reality, you should compare at least 10 eligible good offers before committing. You should check the real cost, not just the headline rates like we saw in the Matthew case. We need to understand the repayment behavior and all the hidden things inside of the offer. And of course, meeting the family. So I mean here, all the service, flexibility, terms, responsiveness, and stuff like that. So the bottom line is, the first offer that slides into your DMs isn't your soulmate. If it is, it's a lucky shot. So simple. So they, I mean the lender industry, the financial industry, not blaming them for this, but they want you to think it's simple, but it's not. If you see something super simple in this industry, it's most probably not. So all this marketing communication, like get 100K in 24 hours, or only a fee like this, or there's no questions asked, those should be considered as red flags. The reality, like you saw, the APR, in the Matthew case, 6% flat fee over 4 months equal to 33% APR. Is it always this way? No, because every particular case is different. So you need to deep dive and structurize, streamline the offer to the APR, because you need to compare the apples to apples. The other thing that we highly recommend, and it's like super simple, but it's underestimated, it's cash flow forecast versus the offer that you get. Even if you're not going to calculate it, if you're not going to calculate it in terms of APR, if you're going to see, if you're cash positive X on the end of the month, and the cost of the lending product is Y, you can really see if you can afford the product. With alternative funding in the space of e-commerce landscape, it usually is like that the capital amplifies the direction where you're going. So if you're doing well, it's going to amplify your growth. But if you're doing bad, it's really hardly that the capital will save you or will be helped. So I wanted to highlight this point, to do your own research and compare it with your cash flow and with your end margin. So the bottom line here is the simple math reveals the complex truths. Scalable. What we mean by scalable? You use your time as an e-commerce seller for many things. Like we have plenty of great presentations, and you really need to be focused on PPC, on scaling things up, on the expansions, on other stuff. But the funding is also crucial, because it can kill your margin, in the blink of an eye. And all those efforts and all those optimizations of your company, your portfolio, could disappear if you're going to take the wrong financial product. And usually we take the product when we are in urgent need, not before that. And this is not a good position. So the old way is manual research of lenders, which we've done before, and it was painful, and it wasn't effective. Gazillion of application processes, so you need to do the same thing over and over again. And after that, you go to this manual spreadsheet-based comparison, which is really hard to unify those two, this comparing apple-to-apple stuff. And after that, you have this analysis paralysis, because out of 15, at the end, for example, you're eligible just for the 2 offers. So the new way, the TurboDash way that we are introducing, it's one place where you have 50 plus lenders with all the possible products, and our AI-based algorithms plus our human layer. We are doing the broad eligibility check. So we're narrowing this 50 offers, 50 lenders, to 5 to 10 best eligible offers in a very, very short time. So we can have the complete offers for this particular your business case in about 72 hours. And if you're going to have them with full explanation, how they work, what are the repayment terms, what is the real APR, and how they really work, because they are really different, from this one view, you can make a data-driven decision. You can do it by yourself, but using a platform like TurboDash, we can streamline and democratize this process and save you hours and hours and possibly bad decisions. So here we have a case study of Amazon seller with 3 million revenue with a need for a revolving inventory facility, so something that we usually all need, and they needed 300K. Their lead time was 4 months, and the inventory cycles per year was 3 cycles. And over here, you can see the comparison between a very bad offer and a very good one. So as you can see, between like super expensive, easy accessible MCA to very good inventory funding, it's 100K difference. So choosing right and spending your time wisely on the funding part, you can spend even up to 100K just on this is just a 300K. Imagine if you're looking for $3 million. Of course, we're not over-promising over here that you're going to get such a good offer, but still, you're not going to get the red one or something around that. Another thing that is crucial over here is the rush factor, and this is something very important if we're going to take into account that Q4 and Black Friday, everything is around the corner. The timing over here in the strategy changes everything. If you want to do it right, you should start very, very soon to have the ability to do it the right way. If you're not going to do that and you're going to be pushed to the corner by the lenders and the situation, which is normal, you're going to have 2-3 offers. You're going to have the premium pricing, so there's not going to be enough flexibility and the space for negotiation. Over here, if
just a note there, Blaze, that your time is pretty much up, but if you want to start to wrap up, that'd be great.
Yeah, of course. So being strategic, the most important thing over here in this process is to be in control. So to have the ability to negotiate, to compete to compete the offers one to another. The time alert over here, the Q4 and BFCM are 11 weeks away. So the best deals will go to those who plan and not panic. So the math behind it is that if your product lead time, it's 4 weeks if you ship from abroad, your funding window right now is going to be 7 weeks to do the whole process. If you're going to use it right, you're going to be good and the process is going to be made well. If not, you're going to be pushed to the corner. So play it smart, avoid Matthew's problem, our problem that we had at the beginning. And if you would like to talk more and shoot the broad eligibility test, talk more about your funding strategy, you can scan this code. We are working in the US, in the UK, in Canada. We also can help. So yeah, feel free to visit this website. I'm going to leave the links in the chat. Yeah, that's all.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone here will nod to that, right? If you're successful on TikTok or Amazon or wherever, if you're really successful, having access to capital is a critical part of your business. And to your point, it can literally kill your business if you don't get it right. So massively valuable service that these guys have and giving you options and the clarity to understand, what you're actually getting, which is critical. So thanks for that. Yeah, thanks for the comments in the chat as well. I know there's a few going around there. Thanks, Rafa, for answering those. On Maeve's question, actually, we have at ZonGuru, we actually have a way of showing you the customer TAM, how much money revenue is being bought at specific prices within your category. So, are most people buying at $10 or $100, and what's that revenue value each month? It's kind of interesting to see, and we do that as part of our pricing analysis. So happy to help you there, Maeve, if you like. Okay, well, let's keep rolling. I think who we got here? We got Yoni. Yoni's coming on. And an OG in the space has a lot of insights and experience there. So Yoni, looking forward to hearing what you got to say. You got the floor.
Thank you, John. excited to be here. I will say mine's going to go quicker than the 10 minutes, and I'm not going to rush through anything. So we'll give you guys a bit more time back. I'll pull out my screen in a second. I really have one slide to share with you guys. For those who are just joining in now, firstly, Blaze set it up beautifully. There's two levers that you can pull as a seller, right? You either bring more money in and drive growth, or you can find ways to reduce OPEX, and really you should be looking to achieve both outcomes. And that's how we build material scale. My background, so probably getting close to 10 years, was when I started coming from digital marketing into the Amazon space, and had a really, I think a lot in life is luck, and we were able to grow an Amazon business from 2 to 5 million in 12 months that was subsequently acquired. And how we were able to achieve that was by building an agency for the company with almost entirely Filipino-based talent. And so fast forwarding to today, 6 years, almost to the day that we launched the idea that is MultiplyMii, what we're looking to do and supporting largely Amazon and e-commerce sellers is we've taken what is a 95% offshore team to 8 figures as a bootstrap business. And that's really what we look to try and do, is to support people looking to find talent from the Philippines, doing so compliantly with a whole lot of bells and whistles attached. What I want to bring to the table today is just something that we do every single year, twice a year. We do an analysis of the market and what fair market rates are in the Philippines. And specifically, also, again, Blaze, thanks for the setup. We're 11 weeks out from Q4. And so, a lot of people are behind typically when they're thinking about their hiring and demand needs and what comes through. So now really is the right time to start sort of planning these things out. I'm going to pull my screen up and just share with you, this is, like I said, 6 years in. Every year we see an uptick of certain roles that are relevant to Amazon sellers, and this is what we got going. So let's see if I can share my entire screen. Does it share my entire screen? I can do that. Fantastic. Because I would also, I'll ask a question after that.
We can't see. Oh yeah, now we can see the screen. Yeah, that's good.
Now you can see.
Yeah,
the whole screen. You see like a bunch of tabs at the top here and all that.
That's right.
Perfect. Okay, so I just want to really quickly talk you through the in-demand roles for Q4 and the uptick that we typically see. So I've got a list of a little over 10 roles here, ranging from Amazon brand managers and account managers all the way through to, TikTok has obviously become a big thing. So TikTok managers and social media managers. And these are just the rates that you would expect to pay if you were to find talent on your own. This is obviously something that we can help you guys to do, and we take a fee to manage that through employer of record, compliance, healthcare, social security, account management, lifetime replacement guarantees, and all those bells and whistles. But if you're searching by yourself on onlinejobs.ph or Upwork or any of these platforms or any of the ways that you approach it, this is what you should be paying. These are the fair market rates for the roles. So I'll drop this in the chat. You guys can take a look. Obviously happy to discuss any of these things and these types of trends. I realize I can't see you guys now, so I'm asking the panel because you guys can all talk. Is anyone here working or familiar with Cassidy? Yes, no?
No,
I'm
man.
not looking at you. No?
No.
All right.
No.
Great. So I will add a little bit to my presentation here because I thought that people here are talking and adding material value, and while this is valuable, I want to make sure that everyone goes home with something valuable. So I'm going to show you a use case of how I have used Cassidy. It is a tool that leverages AI to build, I would say, some meaningful workflows and really easily. So I'm looking at it in the context of as you're building teams. So if we look at it in the context of being an Amazon seller, things like your customer support messaging, things like how to respond to specific insights around your platform. If you're running teams, then mostly people will have their own instances of, whether you're using Claude or GPT or whatever the AI engine is at the LLM that you're using. What Cassidy is and I'll do a little demo for you in a second. But what Cassidy is a tool where you can build an assistant inside of this tool. So what I've built, my use case that I'm just going to show you guys here is how I have built a Slack bot, essentially, which I'm going to show you outside of Slack, but it's connected to Slack, and I'll show you how I've done it. I built an assistant to help educate my recruitment and sales team on when things are getting stuck in the process. So you can see I just gave a description. It's how to handle client follow-up emails and Slack messages after agreements are sent. So here I'm giving it instructions. I've built this. I used GPT to build this originally, but you're responding on behalf of MultiplyMii, an offshore recruitment company that strives to operate as a real human who is truly authentic in nature. So I'm giving it obviously all the instructions. I'm giving it things like tone of voice here. Be confident, helpful, informal, but never careless, and so on. I'm giving them the do's. I'm giving them the don'ts, and I'm requesting an output here. So each response should have a Slack or an SMS style, a short length email, and I've given examples. And these are the typical questions that couldn't get to book a call. Wrote a nudge email in Yoni's tone. Client hasn't replied, etc. Okay. On the back of this, I've connected it to a knowledge base. So this is the knowledge base. This is all really simple to set up, honestly. I'm just showing you the pre-examples here. So I put in the knowledge base of the status, of all the information of how we operate, examples of the tone, etc. in the knowledge base. And then what I've done is I've actually just connected it. So there's a Slack trigger. It goes to the Cassidy knowledge base. Yoni's sales assistant follow-up. Your task is to respond to these users. So just going back for 1 second, you can see here, you can play with whatever model you want, GPT-5, HiThink, etc. So it allows you to do that. And then I can right now in here or inside of Slack or really anywhere, you see this little tab on the side here, client not signing master service agreement, MSA. So it'll have a little bit of a think. It'll pull from the knowledge base. It'll look at the tone of voice, and it is effectively giving me all the answers and even all the instances of where it's pulled it from. Here's the here's the Slack or SMS style. Here's the short email. And so I share this with you guys, and I think I can stop sharing my screen now.
Oh, we lost him. He'll be back. I think he probably closed his window. Very cool, obviously, to see that. And I think when Yoni comes back, he's back. Yeah.
I hit leave instead of stop sharing screen as I'm trying to show you guys high value technology. I can't even get that very simple right. So, just the main takeaway from that is, all of us are trying to create a centralized brand feel around our products, around our responses, and each of our team members will be using it in their own roundabout way and trying to sort of piece together elements. And the beautiful thing about this, let's say you have a customer support team of 5, they can all leverage one instance, one brand voice, one consistent messaging. So for any agencies, both here on the call or listening in, like these are really valuable tools to create. It reduces your cost as well. It's probably $80 a month, and you don't have to pay for every single instance of GPT. It all centralizes to it, but it creates another layer of control. So I'm sure everyone on this call is thinking about a million other use cases of how to use it, and you can just build different instances each time. So anyway, that's hopefully under 10, and you guys got some good value out of it, and I'll drop in the chat that example.
Yeah, awesome. Really good to see. And yeah, obviously, we use MultiplyMii for parts of our business in terms of recruitment. The thing that Yoni and the team do there is they're not just obviously looking for expertise. They're vetting for culture, for personality. These are the most critical things, especially when you're working abroad or your team's dispersed, right? Is like the type of right value set for your company, and they do a great job of that. So we have great people that come to us from MultiplyMii, and obviously on recruiting, helping your teams be more efficient with what they do is amazing. And you know, that kind of, we'll take that tool to our team for sure, because, you know, we encourage our team, how do you make your job more efficient so you can focus your time in the right places? And this is really helpful. So super cool. Okay. Yeah, we're going to keep rolling. After Yoni, we've got Ian coming on, Join Brands, super cool platform, you know, and just an all-round awesome entrepreneur with every product he's launched and services has been amazing. So looking forward to hearing. Go for it.
Thanks so much, and appreciate it. Yoni, I mean, he definitely does a lot for the community in MBS and a lot of members there. So if you're a brand that's scaling up, you know, I definitely recommend checking out his services, whether it's just for consulting or of hiring somebody. I think he's brings a lot of value from that structure and scaling standpoint. So yeah, going forward, I want to jump into kind of back to what Rafe was, you know, talking about on TikTok, and you know, he gave you a couple of good tips. And I'm going to kind of go straight into what we offer on Join Brands, as like a lot of people might be doing. They're trying to figure out how to basically get started or to keep growing fast. And you know, with Join Brands, we have well over 350,000 creators, affiliates, and influencers on the platform that you can pick from. And I'm going to kind of show you a little bit about that. But my goal here is to kind of highlight one of the features of Join Brands that allows you to scale to hundreds of affiliates, so you can scale your store. But what the TikTok cold start is, and what was touched on a little bit, is it's a challenge, right? You're a brand new brand on this TikTok platform, and you want all these great affiliates and the top influencers to promote your brand, and they are savvy. They want to find brands that are trending. They want to find products that are unique. They want to jump on trends, because what TikTok is all about is trends. So, you know, when people are getting started, they want to follow these trends to have a better chance of success, because it's not easy on TikTok. So as a new brand, you're going to lack sales, right? And so all you're trying to do is train the algorithm to learn about your brand, who are your potential customers, and you're building basically they call it levels of audience on TikTok. And as people interact with you 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, they go up in levels, and then they help find you more people like those people who started to engage higher. So it does take time and it does take content, but you can do this, you know, speed this up a little bit by just trying to build this trust on the platform. So getting the content, getting the audience to know who you are, and then having lack of conversion is all going to prevent you from being able to really scale quickly in the beginning. Similar to Amazon, where you are, you know, trying to get your initial sales, maybe you're using Brand Expand or, you know, other services, or you're, you know, back in the day, you use friends and family and whatnot to get your initial sales to grow. But it's really important to start to send signals to the algorithm, because that's what sends the signals to rank you up higher. So if you don't know, 90% of TikTok affiliate sales come from 10% of the creators. It's a numbers game. It's not trying to get one video and go, okay, it didn't work for me. That's not how this platform works. It really does take a lot of time and effort. And there are, you know, easy ways and hard ways to kind of get started. But what you need to do is figure out a way to scale your content up so that you can have a lot of attempts at trying to go viral. And, you know, I just picked a video yesterday from TikTok that, you know, has gone viral, you know, into a sense, and it's nothing special. You look at the image there; it's not high quality, it's not scripted. It's a girl trying on clothes, and she's generated $370,000 of GMV in the last 30 days. So, you know, like most of us, we probably wear many hats in our businesses. And so, you know, going on TikTok, it's not just like, oh, launch your product on TikTok and, you know, hire a service or just do one thing. There is like 12 things that you need to do. And they're all very complicated, you know, scripting, finding creators and influencers, reaching out, signing up for different services and bots, and, you know, talking to different agencies and whatnot. So, you know, these are the kind of typical ways people get started. And, you know, this is going to take your eye off the ball on Amazon. But you shouldn't ignore TikTok, because it is a demand driver. It will increase your visibility, and generally brands that go viral on TikTok end up becoming bestsellers right away on Amazon. So it is worth it. You know, there are many brands that are doing hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales. Some of them are not doing it profitably, but they're seeing the profits come on all the other channels like Amazon and whatnot, as TikTok still tries to figure out their basically game plan to make, you know, an efficient platform. So it's still growing, but it's probably one of the fastest growing platforms out there as far as revenue goes, and moving into lives and other stuff like that. So, here are some things you can do: direct to reach out. So this is like finding the influencers using a bot, whatever, and then hitting them up and asking them to do it. You can run ads. This is going to not be very easy if you don't have any videos or sales. Who's going to convert on a listing that has no ratings or reviews or sales showing up? You can email your past customers, as you should, to start your initial sphere of influence. Affiliate outreach is also really popular, but it is tough in the beginning because, like I said, anybody you reach out to is going to check out your brand and see how many sales you have, see how many reviews you have, and they're going to go, you know what, you're there too early for me. I'm not going to invest my time to make a video for this company because they have no traction yet. So there is a better way. Join Brands is that better way to get started, and also through the entire process. But we can help you generate instant sales on TikTok. So affiliates and creators are willing to work with your brand, and they'll all go and purchase the content, purchase the product on TikTok. So that generates a sale. And that's through the traction. And so that traction will help the Join Brands creators not just purchase the product, but they also generate videos. They are TikTok influencers, creators. Some of them are shop approved, and there's different campaigns for that. But basically you want to get at least 100 videos on TikTok about your product, people using it, because you don't know which one's going to, do well. Maybe none of them do well. Maybe some of them are good enough to boost up. You got to find out what the engagement rates are on those things. And the best thing about Join Brands is you don't have to sign any contracts. You don't have to, PayPal people, create spreadsheets, have a whole VA team that's working on this stuff. It's all in platform. You can chat with the creators, and you can pretty much do this with one of your assistants or an hour of your time. So if you want a clearer picture of what we are, if you've ever used Upwork, it's a very simple platform. You post a job, you can go search the platform for potential contractors for you, and then you just invite those contractors after you review those portfolios. Also, contractors will discover your job and they'll apply to it. You can look at the ones that applied and decide if you want to continue working with them. So the same thing on Join Brands. You create a job campaign, we call it, and it could be a UGC, it could be affiliate, it could be for Instagram, it could be for Amazon posts and Amazon influencers. We have all of these different things. Then you go ahead and creators will apply. You can also search and invite, and you pick those creators, and then they have a time limit to go purchase the product, or you can ship it to them if you want to. And then they will create the content on a timeline. We usually recommend that they purchase the product. Why? Because that gives some skin in the game for those creators. If you're doing outreach directly as well, you send 10 people a product, 8 of them disappear, and you are now down to 2 people potentially doing that. You've lost 8 products. So Join Brands holds people accountable. And we have traditional UGC jobs, which is where you just get the content for yourself, for your brand, and you can post it anywhere, but the creators are not going to share it to their social media. And then you have the influencer content plus posting campaigns, where you're basically paying the creators to create a job, post it to their social media. So you're taking advantage of, let's say, even if they're a micro influencer, let's say it's your girlfriend or your wife, if she posts something to her social media, people are going to, resonate with what she shares, and it's going to have a higher intent. So they might say, oh, that's a great lipstick, I love this thing. And then her friends go and buy that because actually it is an authentic audience. So the question is, and the title of the presentation, how do I get 100 videos fast? Well, we have a campaign called Social Blast. It's like seeding on steroids. Basically, you can get TikToks made and posted. That means they're going to purchase the product on TikTok. They're going to make the video, and they're going to post it to their own social media as an affiliate or just a video. Some of them can tag the products if you do a TikTok shop job, and it can be as low as $25 a video. So that's a lot of bang for your buck. Not only that, you can take those videos, you own all the content rights, you can download them all, share them on your own social media. You should edit them because you want to have different metadata on that. But you can repurpose that. So you can get a lot of value out of just each one of these videos. Plus, you've now worked with 100 different creators. And you can do this within about 7 to 10 days. Creators will purchase the product, as I mentioned, gives you the sale. And then should you use a bot, there are great bots out there that I do recommend to use. But I think you need to do something like this beforehand to show some success within the algorithm, and to show when the affiliates are going to check out your brand, that they've seen that you have tons of videos being posted about you, you're trending, you're going viral. They might think you're going viral because you're driving so much sales and videos. And so that's a really great way to start out. We also have a way for you to use commissions. So if you have a commission set up on TikTok, you can put it onto our platform. We don't actually get any cut of your commissions. This is just straight commissions that they would earn from TikTok. And so this is how you would do that. A lot of benefits with Join Brands. Am I doing on time here? I'm going too fast. I don't even see the time. But anyway.
You're good. You go back 2 minutes. Yeah.
Cool. All right, great. So Yeah, so Join Brands has a lot of functionality and features. It is free to sign up on Join Brands. There's no subscription required, so you can have an account forever. Subscriptions just help you save money if you're starting to scale up your campaigns, give you some additional features. But everybody should have an account with Join Brands to see what you can do. These things are great. Like for Amazon sellers, we usually say, hey, start with like $10, $15 images of people holding your product. We call them product selfies. You can take those, plaster them all over your Amazon listing. It's a great way to start. Say, loved by hundreds of thousands of customers, and use those images. You can do that with AI, but just real influencers are generally better. We've done work with Mary Ruth, Bloom Organics. We just did a massive campaign with them for Prime Day. We also have an AI script writer. So for those of you with content block or not really good with ChatGPT yet, you put in your product details from your Amazon page, and it will literally give you a script for every type of thing. We have also got AI creator matching. So imagine you create a campaign and 500 people apply to your campaign within 24 hours to work with you. How do you sort through all those portfolios? Well, we're going to suggest the creators based on millions of data points that we profiled on these creators, who would be best for your campaign. Maybe they talked about your beauty brand. They talked about cosmetology. They are cosmetologists. They promote other beauty brands. So we use that to help you kind of identify early winners. You can sort creators by high GMV. So you can find creators with hundreds of thousands of dollars of GMV, although they may want more money than you are offering them. So you have to keep that in mind. What we just launched this week is pretty amazing. We are now tapped into TikTok APIs, and we are providing some first of any software platform. We have a TikTok One, so we're going to give you a lot of demographic data, view data, how many people are engaging with those videos, how many viewing for 2 seconds, for 6 seconds, is it female, male? So this is all going to be showing up in your dashboards now. On plans, you'll get more data, obviously. And we'll have TikTok shop data just in a few weeks. So you'll be able to see a lot of information on what's working, what's not, the ROI of all this good stuff. But just to know that we've done, some of the biggest brands out there that you've seen and heard about in our thing. So to finally end it, you go ahead and get 100 videos done, 25 videos, 10 videos. It's up to you. Start small if you want to. We give everybody a free training, so a whole walkthrough of the platform, strategy call, whatever you want with our sales team. So you can scan that. And then, today on this webinar, we're going to give you a code for $50 free to spend. So just enter webinar 50 on any of your campaigns, except for the social blast. That will give you $50 cash. For the social blast, we have a special code called ZonGuru 30. That is going to give you 30% off and the 10 and 25 pack. So pretty much make them the same cost as a 100 pack. So you're going to get a huge deal there. We're happy to help you out. Follow me on LinkedIn. Ask me any questions you want. I post a lot about stuff there. And, we're happy to help every Amazon seller scale up UGC, use it for their Amazon stores, use it for the Shopify stores, use it for their TikTok shops. And that's the best way to maximize the ROI of influencers. So there you go.
Awesome.
Questions? Yeah.
If there are questions, bring them in, guys. But I mean, we all probably here are using Join Brands and, having a lot of success with it. And this whole unlock of TikTok as well, which is, affiliate driven sales instead of like just paying creators. And the fact that, Join Brands has those combinations is awesome. Right. So, and the filtering of content creators is really epic. So cool stuff to see, man. Guys, reach out there. Ian, post anything you want in the chat there. We're going to summarize all of the offers as well and put it at the chat towards the end. If you missed any of them, they will be there. We're starting to wrap it up now. We still have 2 speakers, which are super awesome. And then we're going to have the Q&A at the end. So if you guys have questions, put them in. We're going to hand over to Shah from Taxually. Really cool service in the space. And Jack, go for it.
Alrighty. I'm just trying to, okay, cool. Presentation is up. So, hey, everybody. Guys, you've given some really interesting insights into how to grow businesses and scale. I think, this is what we're all about here today, right? Looking at growing into Q4 and beyond. So that brings us into what I'm going to talk about, expanding into international markets. So the focus for today will be the UK and EU. I mean, obviously, you could expand anywhere else, but there is a reason why we picked the UK and EU for today. In essence, one of the main challenges that we have is, expanding when it comes to sales taxes. This is something that it's not sexy, as Blaze mentioned about what they're trying to solve as well. Tax is not a sexy topic, but it is a necessity at the end of the day. So why the UK? Why the EU? Well, it's pretty simple. I mean, you've got a huge customer base of over 500,000 people. The EU has about 450 million consumers, and the UK, add that to the UK 67 million. You're talking about a market the size of the the US, Canada, and Australia combined, right? So it's a no-brainer when it comes to international expansion. The other thing is that there is a lot of penetration when it comes to online shopping. I mean, 70% of people online actually shop online, right? And when we talk about Amazon or local players like Allegro, Ball.com in Europe, people are constantly on their phones and purchasing through that as well. The size of the e-commerce market is huge as well. We're talking about 781 billion euros. And it's a constant growth market, 15% year on year. It's nothing to be or to shy away from. Now, what are the key market advantages? I mean, the average order value in Europe tends to be quite high. People are ordering. They also look for quality over, they tend to look at quality products. I think, again, maybe Daniel can allude to this later on. In Germany, I think people are willing to pay more for packaging, which is eco-friendly as well, right? More sustainability, and those are things that are hugely important. So, what we look at and why international expansion? I mean, higher margins. Again, as I mentioned, European consumers tend to pay premium pricing for quality products and imports. You're managing risk. You're not focused on one market. You've got multiple markets to look at. The EU, we're talking about 27 countries plus the UK. That's 28 countries available. And with the likes of Amazon or other players in the market, it's easy access to consumers in foreign markets. Again, similar to the US or Canada, you've got your seasonal peaks. There are some things in Europe which happen, which are huge. So again, Germany, Christmas markets, there are summer sales happening in Spain, for example, and France even has a day called Singles Day as well, right? So your calendar actually expands. There are more sales options to promote your products as well. And this also builds brand recognition. From that being said, there are some challenges, right? And we're not going to sugarcoat that. One of the things that we find a lot of people struggle with is slow VAT registrations. This is something that when you're entering a market, you need to be ready to deal with these aspects. So, we're talking about 12 weeks, maybe even 15 weeks to get your VAT number set up when you're storing goods in these countries. So that's a lengthy process. The other one is tax guidance. So if you don't have a tax advisor or anyone like that, it can be cumbersome. One other thing in Europe and the EU as well is product compliance and EPR, which is the extended producer responsibility. So these are things that are needed. It comes around packaging, waste management of products as well, so batteries and things like that. So these are hugely important and complex issues. And what we want to do is solve those issues for you, be the ones to guide you through those processes, register for your VAT number, get you compliant in Europe, and then obviously deal with the filing aspects as well. So you don't have to worry about that, and you can focus on growing your business, right? There are some other aspects to look at, such as cultural, so language barriers, different currencies, but those are not things that we would necessarily focus on as much in this particular instance. Oh, sorry. All right, so moving on. So how can we support you with your expansion? I mean, Taxually covers 90 countries or more than 90 countries globally. As a business, we currently support over 20,000 customers and have filed 22,000 tax registrations so far that we're managing, right? And 50 tax experts globally. The main importance here is that we're streamlining the VAT process. So your filing is all done through our platform. It's completely automated. All you have to really worry about is just paying those taxes and not worrying about calculating them or having to deal with, remembering when to file in different countries. So this can be on a monthly, quarterly, or annual basis. So this is all done through the platform for you. The other thing, as I mentioned earlier, is around EPR, sustainability compliance. So those are other things that we would help you with. And what we found to date is that we've managed to save 50 to 80% in terms of time through our automation process as well, when it comes to the VAT filing, right? And as I mentioned, the expert oversight overall with our tax experts helping you deal with the local authorities when it comes to filing for taxes, also physical representation and real person representation if needed as well within various countries. So, the whole idea here is to seize the opportunity to look at what international expansion could look like, not only with what we're offering, but with what the rest of the guys on the call are providing in terms of their services, right? We're looking at more customers, a resilient business, and building a global brand, right? Sure, there are some complexities, as I mentioned, the slow entry to market if you're not doing this right. But this is where, with us as Taxually, for example, we could help you manage that process and streamline your growth into market. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, what I would actually also say is that with what we're offering a 10% discount on our services to anyone who's coming through the link. I'll share the link later on in the chat as well. But, I wanted to keep it short and simple for today. The most important thing, as I said, is international expansion, growing your brand beyond your local markets, and having a partner that can help you do that. So
awesome, Shaq. Yeah, that's great. I mean, yeah, kind of like the financial capital side of it, right? Like you can have a great product, but if you literally don't know how to navigate all of the European markets in the right way, it can kill your business, right? And so Taxually is a massive help in that space. And if you participate and engage with Taxually, you'll be engaging and in the same bucket as probably some of the top brands in the world. They all use Taxually as a plan to get through Europe. So a very valuable service. So thanks for jumping in there. Okay, guys. So we're wrapping up. We're gonna jump over to the German to close it out. Daniel, on the PPC side. And again, if you have questions, we can come back to the end. I appreciate all the speakers hanging on. I'm actually going to ask the speakers, hey, have you got one thing that you want to share as a quick fire to give people the most impact on their business going into Q4? And if you can just think about that, we're going to do a round robin at the end. And again, we'll share all the links to all the offers. So last chance, everyone. If you have a question, put it in there. We'll get to it. And then we're going to do that quick fire rapid round at the end about the one thing that's going to help you to grow massively going into Q4. And Daniel from PPC Butler. Again, we've tested every single PPC software out there. And what we love about PPC Butler is it's designed and developed by engineers, which obviously works really well with our team. But the whole point of a lot of these algorithmic softwares is that you don't have any visibility into the algorithm, into the bidding engine, and so you can't learn from it and you can't see what it does. And that's the complete opposite of what PPC Butler is, which is super cool. You can absolutely see everything and build what you want. So I'm sure Daniel's going to talk about that, but hand it over to you, Daniel. Looking forward to hearing, and then we'll do a round robin. Cheers.
Thank you very much, John, for the introduction. Very kind words of you. Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay. After all this great presentation, we reach everyone's favorite topic, Amazon PPC management. Who doesn't like it? So today I want to show you how data-driven approaches can significantly boost your return on investment, especially during the high-stakes Q4 season. But first, let me introduce myself again. So I'm Daniel, the CTO and co-founder of PPC Butler. I'm based in Berlin, Germany, the second largest Amazon marketplace after the US. As Shah already said, it's a big market. It's difficult to get into, but it's a great opportunity to expand your business. I'm a developer by heart, but an expert by chance. So our company has been automate advertising strategies since 2023, and my co-founder Pascal has been a successful Amazon seller since 2016. Our approach is fully data-driven and built on complete transparency, as Jon already has mentioned. In addition to automation, we also offer strategic consultancy and to ensure you never miss an opportunity. We currently manage over 1,000 seller accounts and have many agencies to automate their strategies. So by the end of Q4, we expect CPC to rise due to Black Friday and Christmas holidays. We already know this. To stay competitive in the bidding war, build a strong organic ranking. So ads aren't your only source of visibility. So you see, I will give you good tips and strategies for your Q4, sorry. So you're really good to prepared for the strong season. So here are some preparations you can do before we are starting into Q4. Prepare seasonal creatives for your sponsored brands campaigns to boost conversions. As Jon already has said, he can help you with great listings and pick to optimize for these seasons. In addition, also create seasonal keyword lists for the Christmas period to ensure you don't miss any opportunities in this field. To maintain profitability in high competition environments, set up single keyword campaigns for your top converting search terms. And this will allow you to adjust placement modifiers more precisely, but also consider advertising on seasonal keywords such as Christmas gift for men or other holiday-related terms to capture seasonal traffic and not all the normal traffic you already get. These keywords can be expensive, so monitor their performance closely and ensure they remain profitable. So now to the game plan. During high traffic events like Black Friday or Christmas season, closely monitor your campaign or portfolio budgets. Optimally, do it hourly. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it saves you a lot of money. Even a single hour out of budget can be costly. So increase the campaign budget. Specifically for campaigns which have a high profitability. So this only applies for good campaigns. So you are wasting a lot of money if you increase your budgets on not bad performing campaigns. Also, placement modifiers. It's a huge topic. Keep a close eye on them because they can quickly shift from top of search to product detail page, and if you not look into it, you you have a lot of problems, I would say. And also regularly check your competitors' prices so you remain competitive. So maybe a competitor reduce their prices, you see a drop in sales, and you are wondering, okay, why this is happening? Have a look not only on your products, but also on the products of your competitors. So after all the hustle is over, you have to do, the work is not over, you have to do also some things to be prepared for the next seasons. After the event, reset your budgets and bids to pre-event levels. Otherwise, you may face increased CPC and reduced profitability. You may even want to reduce them further after Christmas, as the week following the holidays often performs poorly. Limiting your spend during this period can help protect your profitability. And also, as I mentioned, we offer strategic consultancy. Reevaluate your strategies to identify what worked, what didn't perform as expected, and where opportunities were maybe missed. Use these insights to further optimize your approach for the next event. This should be done besides these events regularly. So overthink every step you made every time. Keep in mind that these strategies I presented you aren't universally applicable, because everything depends on your product and your overall approach. Still, I hope these tips will help you to have a good start into your Q4 and get the most out of it. But you're probably thinking all this talk and not a single word about AI. I now want to give you a brief overview over the challenges AI faces in the advertising management and then explain the reasons behind them. So, as Jon and Rafa already mentioned, AI offers great opportunities to improve advertising, but its strengths are primarily in user-facing content such as images, product descriptions, keyword research. When reproducible and traceable results are required, it's important to understand that current AI models based on large language models are inherently non-deterministic. Keep that in mind. Every request can produce slightly different outputs. This is ideal for creative tasks, but not preferable for precise bid management. For accounts with small number of keywords, an LLM can be a viable option for ad management. However, as the data volume increases, output quality often declines due to the limitation of the model's context window. We have observed that if the context window fills up, the quality of the response decreases. Our recommendation is to leverage your LLMs for listing optimization and overall strategy analysis. But always remember that an AI is only as good as the context you provide. There may be influencing factors such as a new competitor entering your market that both you and your AI overlook. For example, if your sales drop, and an AI might suggest lowering your bids, but without considering the competitor's better pricing, might require a completely different strategy response. This example shows how strategy changes once more context is given, changes your strategy. So an AI can only see the things you give it to them. So keep in mind to keep the steering wheel firmly in your hands for critical and data-driven decisions. So if these strategies sound like a lot of work for you, you're right. So let us help you to automate them. We will start with a free 1-hour strategy session for every one of you to identify the most effective tactics for you or your brand. Make this the best prepared Q4 yet. So just scan the QR code, or after the presentation, I will send you the link into the chat, and I hope we can talk about advertising things or any other Amazon advertising related topics. So just connect over LinkedIn and have a great talk. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate it. Good to wrap that up, and yeah, just on time, which is perfect. Guys, thank you so much. That was great to really hear from you guys and your area of expertise. And most of you have been in the space for an incredible amount of time, so I appreciate it, and I know everyone here appreciates it. All right, let's do this quick round robin, and then we'll end it there. What I want to ask of you guys is can you share one thing that anybody here can really implement to have the most impact on their Q4 that's upcoming? I can go first. Obviously, from my side, clearly, this is the time if you're going to make changes to listings, you need to do it now. I would highly recommend this is the time to really get creative with AI to get, inspiration and ideas around what you can do to your images, right? Your main image. There are some amazing prompts you can give AI to get feedback on how to display your main image differently to psychologically get that connection with your audience and get the click, right? And there's a lot that can be done. Over the years, a lot has been happening in the space around those, but now that you have AI, you can get some really cool creative inspiration there, not only for your main image, but the other ones as well. So I highly recommend, outside of just your listing, is to focus on your images and get some really cool ideas that you can then implement into your images. Cool. So let's just do the round robin. We'll go next to how about Yoni?
On my end, guys, there's no quick fixes. I would say plan, be really intentional of who you're looking to bring in as it relates to remote or any sort of team member, and do it ahead of schedule. You need to train, you need to educate. And so, when it comes to scaling companies, there's no quick fixes. AI, like I showed you with Cassidy, can help in a meaningful way, but it's not the panacea. It's not going to solve things. So I'm sorry I don't have any hacks and tricks and tips that are going to change your Q4, but it's all about incremental growth.
100%. Hey guys, and also while we're going around, Evo is helping us on ZonGuru side, is reposting all of the offers that everyone has kindly shared today right at the end of the chat. So if you missed it, go for it.
Let me throw in. I'm happy to also I realize I didn't come with any special offers for those who have suffered through all the things that I've shared. At least everyone else has been great. So happy to offer $250 off for anyone as a first time hire through us with pleasure.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, there you go. So we have that added too. Rafe, what you got?
It's less of a tip and more of a reframe. I think a lot of people think, should I do Amazon or should I do TikTok? There's very few opportunities where you're able to create a competitive moat where you can scale very fast on Amazon and create a completely different sales and marketing channel. And so whether it's now or whether it's in 6 months or 12 months time, social commerce is here. So if you can get yourself started, it's better to plant the seed now than later. And so if you're on the fence, look at your business and look at when it's time to actually implement and when you want to build that competitive moat.
Awesome. Blaze.
Yeah, also quite simple. Play an attack in this funding game. Try to be in control, be prepared. Don't get yourself being pushed to the corner when there's like only one choice, the bad one or the worst one. So be in control on the funding game. This is the one tip that I would get.
Awesome. Seth.
Yeah, what I would say is, we typically see launches peak mid to late October. So, it's generally a few weeks before BFCM that we see that. So, kind of think about stocking up now. If you need financing, Blaze from TurboDash can help you with that. But, when I was third-party sellers, I always, order a little bit too late. If it takes 4 to 6 weeks lead time, now you're getting your inventory late October, and that might be a little too late. You want to start boosting your sales and getting more customers before the BFCM. And then generally we see things kind of drop off towards the end of November. So think about that, get inventory stocked as soon as possible within the next few weeks, because you'll want to really get ready for this Q4 season early.
Awesome. Ian.
Yeah, definitely get ready early. If you're doing a TikTok and trying to get on that, a lot of people ask me like, well, what product should I do? Well, first of all, if you have, lots of products, just pick one that you think is going to do the best on there, because trying to spread the cost across a ton of products, it's very challenging. And so people go, oh, I need, $50,000 to do this. Like, just pick your best performing product, one that you think is more TikTokable, more demonstratable, more viral like, or it can be, used in a great use case. And then what's working really well is like, going to ChatGPT, creating hooks for your videos, but it's like using controversy as part of that hook. So, you want to create controversy, even if it's not related to your ad. That's kind of what you want to do. And the other tip is, even if you just get one video on TikTok, you can run ads against it and boost it to your audience on TikTok with keyword tracking, with engagement. And you can actually, I wouldn't even focus on trying to drive traffic to Amazon and connect the dots. Just try to blow up that video to millions of views. It's not that expensive to go and push a video up. And then when shoppers are looking for your product and they discover it and they want to go see what people are doing on TikTok, they'll see a video with 1 million impressions. So it's a pretty good hack to create that social proof, and you can also put it on your own pages and show off that you have 1 million impressions on your videos.
Solid. Yeah. Awesome. Daniel. Oh, you're on mute.
Sorry for that. Just start reviewing your strategies, talk to your agency, your freelancer, how they approach the high peak events, and get prepared early. Do everything you can. Talk to an agent maybe, how you would approach these events with your product. So do everything early, as everyone mentioned.
Yeah, talk to your psychologist, local AI agent, whatever that is.
Same. Get some help.
Jack, finish it up.
I think that, I agree with everyone. It's all about forward planning. So, when it comes to looking at other markets, e-commerce is something that's going to continuously grow, whether it's through social commerce or Amazon. So looking at diversifying your market entry into other places, it's all about forward planning. As I said earlier, it takes like 12 weeks to get a VAT registration. So, this is all about planning and finding the right strategy that matches your growth structure.
It's good, man. I thought you were saying it was all about foreplay there, but forward planning is good. It's great. What a way to end.
All good things. All good things.
Both.
Yeah, all good thing. Exactly. All right, guys. Yeah, thank you so much for everyone being on here. Appreciate it, guys. Everyone's going to get a replay. We'll post the assets, and you'll hear from everyone here as well, because we'll share the list with everyone. So look out for your emails, responses from everyone here. Guys, good luck for Q4. Let's rock and roll. And, I think even as Daniel said there, like, reach out and get help. So, everyone here is ready to help. So if you need it, reach out. We'll go from there. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
guys.
Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.